Previously in the Suicide Squad.
1 minute and 27 seconds of opening previously ons. I want to meet the one, maybe two people that are going into the show having not seen the Suicide Squad and ask them, why? What brought you here?
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
Watching the Suicide Squad scenes out of context like this makes it seem like the Suicide Squad was better than it actually was. And you for feeding me lies, Peacemaker.
You're shot and a building falls on you, and all you have to replace is a clavicle?
Joe appears to be under the mistaken illusion that Peacemaker's ridiculous survival can be redeemed by directly acknowledging said ridiculousness. It cannot. Casting someone you can't see as your lead.
You're a superhero.
I feel like this cheeky reveal is supposed to crack me up, but it just feels too asinine, or banal at best. Banal? Was I supposed to say banal? Hey guys! Did the British guy write this script or something?
Dude, I'm f***ing famous.
Not that famous. Aquaman, he's famous.
Man who just criticized John Cena for being too bulky to be a superhero uses Jason Momoa as his next superhero reference.
He starts f***ing fish. That's taking it a step too far.
For the Aquaman or the fish? Because I'm leaning more the latter and scared that Peacemaker is leaning toward the former.
I made a vow to have peace, no matter how many people I have to kill to get it.
Sure, I laughed when I heard this line in the trailer for the Suicide Squad. I even let out a slight snicker when I heard it in the theater. But oh man, it's hardly I can do this all day levels of reusable. A Peacemaker musical though.
I'm thinking I can just go.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know, maybe the bomb inside your head? I think Peacemaker's the one that really needs to watch the previously ons here. 1 minute and 21 seconds of Cena shaking, Patrick pelvising, finish rocking, absolute what the f***ery. And I think I liked it? However, with that being said, this is still a minute and 21 seconds of opening credits, so my hands are tied. Outside of the opening credits, episode contains no Lachlan Monroe. Why do motels still exist? Whoever thought having an outside entrance like this was a good thing? You know what? College dorm rooms set up like this can f*** off as well. And you might ask, but what about apartments, condos, all houses? And I will kindly ask you to f*** off and let me gripe about motels.
I thought it was gonna be like James Bond now. Does this look like James Bond to you?
I mean, maybe like Man with the Golden Gun era James Bond.
What is an octopussy anyway?
I, along with every Bond fan, have been asking that question for 39 years to no avail.
What's wrong? Just worried?
Skip.
Yeah, this is just a paycheck. It's just for now.
You and me and anyone who's ever watched a TV show knows it's not. Thinking doves can be kept in coops. I mean, technically they can, but a lot of doves do not get along. So if you go the coop route, you're looking to get a lot of dove blood on your hands. Just call him a pigeon. Do your Columba homework before designating your nicknames. Having whatever the this is, I'm going with rubber band balls, as a decorative display. Or you could use your already protected fist.
What the f*** is he doing?
I have low blood sugar, okay, so I'm dizzy.
Jonathan's excuse every time he wants to swipe some of my Yoo-Hoo stash somehow makes its way into this episode.
Hey, dude, you're eating 4-year-old olives out of my f***ing fridge.
Relying on your hearing to tell if something is disgusting instead of your sense of taste.
Glad to be here. Ready to kick some ass, sir.
Leota's ass-kissing goes on for all the sometime.
Point is, just because some other dumb motherfuckers out there with shears clipping roses doesn't mean you aren't, eh?
Peacemaker would be an actual hero at TVSins.
You let somebody shoot you?
It's not like I invited him to come shoot me, Dad.
Pathetic.
Main character of a TV show has a shitty father cliche.
You know, I asked you to cancel my phone service so it's still on. I've been paying for service for years because you forgot.
Since said cell phone still had power, I'd be more worried about the massive electric bill that you've racked up for the last 4 years.
Oh my God. He's hugging me.
I can't tell if the eagle hugging is the silliest or coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna send it just to be safe.
This is the only desk with sun. Take the one in the middle.
Is the leak that much of a burden? Can she not just move the desk?
What agency did you get transferred from?
You how?
Name of the agency that produces my sex tape?
And this other member of the team, Ratcatcher, she controls rats.
This pilot is actually 25% callbacks from the Suicide Squad. And considering it was written by James Gunn too, it really feels like all sorts of Peacemaker-bation.
By locking him in a crate for 24 hours with nothing but starving rats.
This overreacts on for all of the why are we even laughing sometime.
This one has full body force field. And this has sonic blast capabilities.
Wait, these helmets actually do things? And what the f does the one that he gave to the taxi driver do? And if that's one of the few that do nothing, why did he bother taking it to Corto Maltese instead of one of these bad boys?
Hey, Sweet Cheeks, can you take my order real quick?
Peacemaker survives this.
Zoodles are zucchini noodles.
Not making them sound any better, Christopher.
You don't have to be happy with this detail, but you do have to treat your fellow soldiers with respect.
We've just listened to these people mock his clothing and choice of pet name, but he's the one that has to learn to play nice. I hate all of these people.
Think that's my friend Chase's younger brother? He has mental issues.
Might as well throw mental issue jokes onto the pile that already consists of racism, homophobia, and sexism. This show is like a game of inappropriate bingo, and it's one spot away from winning. And yes, all of these awful attitudes are the point of the show, and you can definitely mine comedy gold with edgy subject matter, but you actually have to be funny. And when you're not, like most of this episode, it's just straight up cringe.
Sebastian's the first target.
U.S. Senator? Don't look at it here.
Then why did you f***ing bring it here in the first place? What do you intend to use this HQ for if it isn't to brief the team on their highly illegal assignments?
Twerk it and twerk it. Get my little tush out.
I will add 1 million sins if we don't see this guy again. Suffering through the scene alone is bad enough, but the sin hammer shall provide an additional righteous pummeling if it's all for naught.
Hey, you're invited if you...
I don't want to come to your abortion, man.
Somebody not only chose to write this exchange, but also decided to pay 2 people to act it out so that millions of other people could watch it.
Bitch.
This asshole survives this. Yeah, his friend gets the pre-children kicked out of him, but this guy gets away consequence-free. You know, I was thinking at least this show wasn't trying to force some bullshit potential romance between Peacemaker and Harcourt, but here we are. Well, that's escalated quickly.
Night, baby girl. Night, Mom.
Oh, this is my jam.
Passing up night songs for Wake Me When It's Over. I'm no expert, but I believe that's a different type of amplification device.
So I went to see my friend.
Seriously, what the f*** is this show? Is it a comedy? An action show? An action comedy show with hate speech thrown in to add flavor? Beaded curtains. Since we find out this woman's actually a robot or something that's supposed to kill Peacemaker, I guess they could have arranged the place to fit in more with Christopher's personal interests. The 80s hair, being DTF, having a hair metal vinyl collection, but what the f*** is up with the beaded curtains? Were those even popular in the 80s? That definitely seems more like a 70s thing. And they sure as hell aren't popular now outside of palm reader offices. Why are the beaded curtains? Waiting to make your attack until you're in plain sight of your intended victim. It only took the show a little over 42 minutes to get to some version of fun. Yay.
Activate sonic boom.
Christopher just so happened to pick the helmet that had a specific power he needed tonight to save his life. I mean, what if he'd picked the one with X-ray vision? These spontaneously coagulating stab wounds. Okay, yep, Eagly's getting a sent off. I'm only human, guys.
This one will give you scabies.
Confusing editing room floor with crediting end bore. Sure, it's funny to put Peacemaker in your phone as dumb shit, but as we all know, there's always an even bigger dumb shit waiting in the wings, so you might as well give him a surname. It. Why not a prefix as well? Something like Dr. Dumb Van Ballen. Also, typical nightstand with a charging phone, loose change, and Roku remote is too typical, I say. It's like a crime scene that's been staged to convey normalcy, and I don't trust it.
What the f*** is Project Butterfly?
Plot device the show wants us to focus on so we don't notice that a couple of seconds later he's still running up the same stair set.
I hooked up with a chick, and I'm not saying that to make you jealous. I'm saying it because she was a metahuman freak that...
Peacemaker disappoints God, country, and Rick James by not just saying super freak. The camera's gaze on Harcourt is super long because someone was worried the perpetually naked Peacemaker wasn't enough to telegraph how horny this episode is. He's running up these stairs so long that I'm beginning to think that these are Penrose stairs and that Inception was actually set in the DCEU.
Wait, you can't see me jerk off with that thing, can you?
Thinking you have time to stop and ask this. Save the wicked Wango questions for when you're safely away from the police, Peacemaker.
Hey, Harcourt, you want to see me rub one out? Well, you gotta do his ass.
Okay, I have to give a little credit to the writers for making having time for this 90% of Peacemaker's personality. It's respectable, but also sinnable.
Peacemaker just killed a damn butterfly.
Yelling critical mission details about the top secret creatures you're fighting. With that and all the banging, you've definitely woken up at least half the floor. If they're anything like me, they've run to the window to get the tea.
God damn it, Dad!
Cursing your father for the free uniform he gave you instead of all the racist shit he says it does. Wouldn't it make more sense to just grab your clothes and then get dressed once you're safely away? Whether you're in underwear or this uniform, you're going to attract the same amount of attention. Super secret clandestine government spy weapons always need to be assembled on their way to the operation, and by no means are they to be tested to make sure all the doohickeys are in the right place. I guess that would be bad for the suspense and wouldn't look nearly as badass. Bullshit. No laptop wakes up that fast. You gotta press all the buttons on the keyboard for 5 to 10 seconds, put in your password, wait for Steam to update, and then you can use it.
There's not much I'd believe he wouldn't. a bowl of oatmeal, grapefruit, some yogurt.
Grapefruit? Nah, despite what Girl Strip says, there's way too much acid in there for me to risk it. You'd be in the emergency room faster than you could say Peacemaker. And I know this because it happened to a friend of mine. Yeah, a friend.
Do you pet the dog when he looks cute in these clothes?
Questions that don't need to be asked and shouldn't be dignified with an answer. Peacemaker finds this device, which will likely be important because he's rummaging through a dead person's belongings when he should be concerned with getting the out of there, which would be fine if dumb luck was listed among the features of his shiny head condom.
He'll think you have chips, he'll come right out to you.
Why are you feeding him chips?
Harcourt's sudden concern for Eagly's diet is not going to be enough to distract us from the longest and most drawn-out escape from a condominium scene I've ever seen.
Is that somebody in a window up there?
How have you not stormed the wrecked apartment yet? You've been on the scene for several minutes now, and that's clearly where something important happened.
Gonna catch a bad guy.
Why his dance? Was he expecting Sophie to join in? You know what? Reverse that. The sin is Detective Song not joining in.
Is your heart beating? No, my heart stopped beating.
Well, then you should either go to the hospital or stop being such a pedantic asshole at TVSins. That's my job. I'm pretty sure someone on set must have said, maybe we're spending too much time on the stairs. Then James Gunn literally shotgunned a Monster Energy drink, grabbed a knife, and chased John Cena into the stairwell.
He's obviously a professional. Look how he's dressed, Amber.
Leaving us very curious about what profession they're referring to. While superhero or supervillain is in the mix, this costume doesn't rule out being cast as Gaston at Disney World.
7 years. Not once have you mentioned Cinderella.
What? I talk about Cinderella at least once a week, Evan.
This couple screaming goes on for all of the some time, because playing domestic discontent for laughs is more important than making us believe the cops wouldn't have already kicked this door in.
Captain! Captain Miller, do you copy?
Despite being at a vantage point from which she should be able to see everything, the show wants us to believe that Detective Song didn't see Peacemaker jump down before and doesn't see the officers being shot with darts right now. The Binks-Fendelmeyer Strategic Combat Certification must not have included anything about keeping the vehicle running while you're the getaway driver.
That thing better not back there.
The pre-trip announcement for anyone who brings a kid into my car somehow makes it into the episode. Also, this thing has several bullet holes in it and will likely be trashed since the police are looking for it. So why are you worried about bird shit?
Can't house train an eagle, dude. Not without stealing its soul.
Wait, what? Peacemaker knows how to steal souls? Are we sure this isn't a backdoor pilot for a Constantine series? What? NBC already made and canceled a Constantine series? This typing or lack thereof is probably going to be mostly semicolons.
That's possible? Yeah, for this guy with 2 thumbs, it is.
That's not how that works, but good.
Mern's response reminds me that the dialogue of this episode is 80% people saying stupid shit, but only about 40% people calling them on their stupid shit.
Your kid isn't Christopher Smith? Peacemaker?
If these two detectives already have this level of awareness about Peacemaker, how did they not recognize his stupid shiny head running from the scene of the crime last night?
I'm not gonna text you when I'm taking a John.
This was a bit confusing. I took this to mean that he wasn't going to text him while he was taking a which is an outright lie because we all do it. But the actual debate is about whether or not he would text to notify Economos that he was planning or in the process of pinching a loaf. That subtle difference really threw me off, and if you're wondering why I'm going on and on about the subtle differences in poop speech, then welcome to TVSins!
We just got shut it!
You did not. It was very much night when that happened, and we've already seen the detectives complete a very daytime visit to Peacemaker's father. So if you've been driving that whole time, then the only thing that just happened was Mern dropping a deuce.
You saying I'm fake news?
Of course not. You'd have to be news first. Boom! That's why they call me the Shade Maker. It's a line of patio umbrellas, isn't it?
Well, I'd rather be with Harley Quinn than you. I'd rather be with the Weasel than you. I'd rather be with f***ing Batmite than you.
These gratuitous name drops are offensive on their own, so it seems like overkill to act like we all wouldn't prefer hanging out with those characters, even if Peacemaker was pleasant to be around.
Finish we're all coming to.
Fun fact, Batmite predates you by 7 years, Peacemaker, so he should really be asking that question after seeing you and your ridiculous helmet. Juicebreaker Night seems like something someone might want me to remove a sin for, so I'm adding one instead.
Why do all of you have such weird last names?
Trying to be excellent at surname sins when you've forsaken your own in favor of a nom de guerre.
I don't even like when my balls are in somebody's mouth, okay? It gives me the wrong type of chills. And all I can think about is how long it's been since I've gotten checked for testicular cancer.
I'm sure someone who's willing to put your balls in their mouth would also be willing to tell you that one of them has a weird texture. So, informal as it may be, that technically might count as being checked.
Am I a f***ing vampire now?
All the characters in the room ignore this question. Adding it to the list of things this episode refuses to explain, because moving the story along was deemed less important than showing off how silly, quirky, and horny this show can be.
Want me to take care of him like...
Thinking guns make a broop sound when they obviously go pew pew.
No, just Just convince him not to finger Peacemaker.
Not asking Peacemaker if he minds being fingered.
Everybody hates you.
John Cena is fantastic in this role. He touches on comedy, moronic bravado, and years of unchecked psychological damage that started with his up childhood. Go ahead and take one sin off for the man I can't see.
The oldest trick in the book. I look and you rock hard, you throw in my face.
Reading.
Are you trying to bribe us?
No.
I was hoping you were trying to bribe us.
If Evan asks questions like this all the time, and not only when he's trying to deceive the viewer, then it's pretty easy to see why his marriage is on the rocks.
When I find out someone murdered an innocent person, or sold somebody heroin, or did some graffiti, and I kill that person with my bare hands, their eyeballs popping out of their skulls, you think that gives me pleasure?
I'm sure I'll come to appreciate Vigilante in future episodes, but it's hard not to see him as a discount Deadpool right now. So I'll make you a promise. If I do come to like him in the future, I'll take a sin off.
I've been saving up appliances ever since you were arrested.
A ceramic teapot is not an appliance. Writers came up with this whole montage of these two doing a bunch of foolish like this and wants us to believe that they've both survived this friendship with all their limbs and genitals intact. Emerson is just too adorable. So the show gets us in, along with humanity, for what we've done to the descendants of wolves.
You know that I'm gonna be working some weird hours. And I was thinking maybe you and the fur kids, well, you know. No, I don't know.
Show makes it seem like this is a simple having to choose between work and family situation, but doing clandestine ops involving assassinations and beautifully ornate insects changes things up a bit and increases the likelihood that your partner would understand your desire to not put them in harm's way. So whether or not the show confirms my suspicions, Kia is a villain.
3 years ago, I would have shot both of you in the face for that.
Everything about this scene suggests that you did shoot both of them in the face, albeit the kind of shot loosely related to currency, but I'd say it counts.
No. Can't believe they legalized that shit.
Weed is still illegal under federal law, so if that's your only requirement, I don't see what's stopping you. The no fighting rule, I understand, but no horseplay? How would you even get horses into this tiny rec room?
I thought we sent capes over to Arkham where Belle Reeve.
I know you're using Arkham for Batman name recognition, but Evergreen is in Washington State. Why would you send the prime suspect in a local murder across the country?
All hail the White Dragon.
James Gunn made it clear that he wanted there to be no sugarcoating of the fact that Peacemaker's father was a racist piece of shit and should be hated as such. The writing of the character, along with Robert Patrick's performance, definitely gets across just how serious and diabolical this character's motivations are. In the same way, I don't want to detract from the seriousness of the subject by making a joke about Falcor's Twitch channel. So I'll just sin that intolerance and bigotry are apparently going to be their own never-ending story.
Can I keep this one? Sure.
Episode is oddly okay with the police equivalent of a HIPAA violation.
Parkour! 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 Homunculi freak me the out. Hey, Doll Man, you ever meet him?
Mentioning Doll Man and not the Atom because you think it gives you more comic book street cred. Also trying to convince me that Brandon Routh is anything but adorable when he shrinks down. And only for continuity purposes am I not bringing Paul Rudd into this. Also, itty bitty tiny little also, Dollman and the Atom aren't really homunculi since neither of them was ever a fully formed human that existed within a sperm cell before fertilization.
Now if I acquiesce, I'll look and feel small.
Great, now Vigilante thinks he's a homunculus.
He's mostly known for being a radical proponent of climate change.
Wait, does he advocate for taking action against climate change, or does he want climate change to happen? What an unusual phrasing.
Facebook's lying to me every day for no reason.
Oh no, there is a reason. And that reason is...
Sweet baby Rays.
Oh, ho, ho, ho!
Peacemaker and crew all laugh at Adebayo because her wife sends her a picture of something that I know a lot about because I've definitely seen one before. And I know that their laughter is unwarranted because I have lots of experience with these types of things and am totally in on this joke.
Kids, this is the part where you tell me what the a butterfly is.
The phrase that let me know there's a limit on the amount of enthusiasm that is permitted in biology class somehow makes it into the episode.
We're not here to answer your questions, Smith.
The thing is, the audience has the same questions and they are beginning to feel ignored.
And then butt babies, worse in every way. They come out of a woman's butt.
That's proctologist.
Is scissoring real? I keep getting contradictory reports.
Come on, who hasn't experienced some good old-fashioned scissoring? It's a perfect rainy day activity. You grab up all your colorful construction paper and fold them into different shapes. Then, using your safety scissors, you cut out different portions along the folds. And when you open them up, voila, perfect scissoring.
Let's see my porn folder, 400 gigs of Alliance.
The fact that you think this is a lot tells me that your collection is not in 4K ultra high def.
So why don't you just tell him what butterflies are?
I don't trust him.
Conversation I overheard between my mom, dad, and biology teacher also somehow makes it into the episode. The most irritating thing in this episode is this ladder. It has to be strapped around the tree to be operated safely. And since the strap is at the top of the ladder, Myrn had to operate it unsafely to then operate it safely.
You've never shared any feeling?
Nope.
You've never said, it's chilly in here.
Is chilly a feeling?
Myrn would be excellent at emotional intelligence sins. No one will be seated during the trail mix ASMR portion of the episode.
Those ones are empty calories.
Empty calories with your glove germs on them. How often do you even wash those?
It's Berenstain Bears, not Berenstein Bears.
This joke was dated long before 2022, even if you remember it differently.
It's a lot of gun for a little girl.
And the show has a lot of gun for a little runtime, but you don't hear me complaining, do ya? I mean, aside from what I just said and thing after it, and this, and yeah. Episode takes two characters that would make an unlikely couple and teases their coupling because will they or won't they be plots are the butt baby of serialized television. If you were a weird family that didn't want people to know you were weird, you wouldn't leave the windows open like this.
I don't know if I can hit them.
They're clear. Take the shot.
Characters' past trauma prevents them from taking the shot in a time-sensitive situation cliche. Vigilante has to make taking the last shot over dramatic so the Judo Master has time to stop him from killing Goff, thereby opening the door for the episode's third act conflict. Episode needs Harcourt temporarily out of play, so she gets knocked out by a Deus Ex Machina.
If anyone lets him know what we're up to here, we're f***ed.
Obviously, he feels anger.
Yeah, but his claim wasn't that he didn't feel feelings, it was that he didn't announce them. So your quip makes no sense, and that's making me show anger.
Who are you?
You're not Jesus.
All right. I'm cool.
You're not cool.
Here's a little known fact. Wookiees have teeth on their asshole. That's canon.
James Gunn's Star Wars, the rectal dentata awakens.
I can count the veins in your dick.
Math. To be clear, the jumper cables are not on his balls, because that's not something you wake up from casually. There'd have been instant screaming, and his soul would have torn itself from his body. So I'm left to think that he had terminals installed in his suit for just this purpose, but didn't expect anyone to use them.
Oh, We're over them. There's a basement.
Convenient ignorant tracking devices that only goose the tension in 2 dimensions.
Where the hell's the door?
They never seem to check the normal places you'd find a basement door, like in the hallway or behind the kitchen. They just immediately start looking for a secret door.
What are you doing?
If I keep changing my facial expressions, he won't be able to recognize me in a lineup.
In this case, I think a sin removal would be considered vigilante justice.
Experimental August device. An adhesive explosive.
The sticky bomb has existed for at least since the ye old days of 007 GoldenEye and should not be considered experimental.
Why are you licking it?
Title of my sex tape?
Humans are, above all, creatures of empathy.
Citation needed. Myrn knows TV explosions must wait until someone's put themselves in harm's way. That is why he happily obliges.
Peace out, motherfucker.
After all the hubbub earlier, now I have an issue with you using a gun without a dove of peace on it.
I said stop!
Economos survives this encounter with Judo Master.
Economist, motherfucker! Ki!
Economos wins this encounter with Judo Master?
What the?
I mean, what a horribly perfect reveal. And by horribly perfect reveal, I mean... Unmanned computer senses the viewer's presence and decides to deliver visual exposition about the threat butterflies pose to the planet. Beginning to invade Madagascar, New Zealand, Iceland, and Greenland.
If you up this mission, I will kill your family.
Okay, good luck. A little late for that.
Kids? Seatbelts, people! I know Peacemaker can take a bullet to the heart, but I'm pretty sure the rest of you wouldn't survive being smeared across the highway at 55 miles per hour.
You can walk just fine without a pinky toe.
You'll fall over all the time and look stupid.
Oh, sure, because thus far you've been an absolute bastion of non-stupidity. Vigilante should view this newfound lack of balance as a welcome distraction from his personality.
What are we gonna do about him?
Hey, no!
Why does the group of shady killers in Adebayo suddenly have an issue with killing Judo Master? Harcourt was happy enough to kill that security guard last night, and this cold open gag really isn't funny enough to justify an ethical realignment.
Harcourt and Adebayo go through those boxes from the Goff residence, see if there's anything the leader saw of the butterflies.
Adebayo decides to start with the box labeled tax returns because space bugs are infamous for their fiscal responsibility.
I made a vow to have peace at any cost. No matter how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it. But I'm not f***ing killing kids just because you say so.
Oh, so now there are exceptions to his quest for peace? It's almost like the no matter how many men, women, and children I need to kill punchline is funny the first time you hear it, but becomes mildly problematic when you attempt to make a protagonist out of the guy pledging it.
Because right now the world needs a son of a bitch, and you're the only one I got.
Peacemaker has f***ed this mission at almost every turn, so I think Murn's insistence here might be more about him having too narrow a vision for what an SOB is to him in relation to how it's going to help prevent an army of body-snatching butterflies conquer the planet.
You have to keep Vigilante close. If he talks, he could ruin everything.
You mean more than he's already ruined the last 2 episodes?
I've never shot at anyone. Hell, I'm a pescatarian.
Implying that my being a meat eater means I shoot the pigs, cows, and chickens I so lovingly devour.
But you won't eat a fucking fish. Got it.
I do eat fish.
Harcourt gets the definition of pescatarian backwards, and I'm sorry if that doesn't seem right to me. Feels like this line is meant for someone stupid like Peacemaker, Vigilante, or Hawkeye. But the writers forgot that none of those characters are in this scene.
The truth is, you want to do this job, you can't balk, ever. You have to make the hard choice when necessary.
Hard-ass character demonstrates hard-assery by being as hard-assy as possible to the sensitive character cliché.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Sensitive character falls apart and hides in the bathroom when hard-ass character demonstrates hard-assery. Cliché.
God, there's so many secrets.
Being surprised by the number of secrets your super secret employer has. Vigilante drives around town in costume but unmasked, as if he didn't just do a whole bit about masking his secret identity with crazy facial expressions, which would have been f***ing hilarious to see while he was driving.
You would feel really guilty if I gave that guy information because you were too much of a candy ass.
Risking getting sued by The Rock. Not because Peacemaker should care, but because it would inevitably lead to an interaction with The Rock.
I think he's just pretending to be gay to get away from you.
Thinking that anyone would go through the trouble of pretending to be gay to avoid their kids when they could just be straight and avoid their kids and shock nobody.
Chaos at the Evergreen Zoo this morning as zookeepers report Charlie, the silverback gorilla, is missing.
If I ever get to making a TV show myself, assuming television survive a permafrost in hell, I'm going to insert random news reports that have nothing to do with the story. Characters will arrive midway through a breaking story about a papaya shortage in Guam that will make 0 sense, never be mentioned again, and foreshadow nothing. It will be perfectly random, entirely realistic, in the exact type of creativity my version of a great TV show demands.
It's a quantum unfolding storage area. It leads to a dimensional nodule outside normal space.
And I shall not be addressing how my racist father ended up with this incredible technology, or why it isn't being used to house the homeless instead of being a shitty discount Batcave.
Well, I guess your dad's pretty brainy for a racist to make a place like this.
Assuming racists can't be intelligent. And an extra sin for tricking me into thinking this was the appropriate time or place to defend a racist.
If it walks like a duck, it's either a duck or a duck wearing some type of human costume.
Okay, but what happens if something sounds like a joke, is clearly trying to be a joke, goes on and on and on, hoping that if it goes on long enough, it will be considered a joke, but doesn't make me laugh? Is it still a duck? I mean, joke?
A duck in a human costume? The sizes are completely incompatible.
Sir, you are currently on a mission to hunt butterflies piloting human skin suits.
You're going to end up in jail with your father soon enough.
Just when I thought this conversation was going nowhere, it suddenly leads to the sudden and convenient reveal that Peacemaker's dad is in jail. Honestly, I preferred the idea of it going nowhere.
I told you those people weren't best friend material.
Why is this surprising to anyone? They're not friends, they're colleagues who kill people. And Adebayo, who only kills fish.
No, I'm not going to kill my dad.
At this rate, Peacemaker's pledge is going to end up having more terms and conditions than your average mortgage. For the younger audience out there, a mortgage is a thing you used to be able to use to buy a house before you started getting blamed for spending too much money on artisanal breads.
My dad and I both hate crime. It's the only thing we agree on.
To be clear, except the crime of racism.
Your lack of a resume made me hesitant to bring you onto this team. But Amanda Waller insisted you were ready.
Murn, not realizing that the etymology of the word resume can be traced all the way back to a small village in the south of France called nepotism.
I can't just abandon him in there. I have to go talk to him.
Do you? Really? Look, we all know what he's done to you.
It's so nice to see a show finally dealing with the impact fathers have on a main character. Such untrodden land, ripe for narrative exploration.
I'm no rat, but the first chance I get, I'm spilling everything.
I don't mean to be a jerk here, Deb. Technically, that exactly makes you a rat.
Peacemaker would be rodentialer at dirty snitch sins.
Get the f*** out of my sight. My use for you is over.
Admitting that the chode that you just said that you should have killed as it came out of your wife's cooch had a use in the first place.
My dad hates my guts. Everybody hates my guts.
I've got to be careful here because if I skip too vehemently, Cindy might very well skip us to the end of this absolutely nothing episode. So here's a very considered skip. So 7 of you were outside all having lunch, and not a single one of you decided to stop this slowly moving gentleman until after he damaged taxpayer property?
I checked the restraints. They were tight. I don't know how the he got loose.
Oh.
Here's a sin for Economist being a pronoun gaming candy ass, and a sin for Adebayo, who is clearly confused about the current number of people they currently have tied up in restraints.
Judo man.
Forget the martial arts. I love how Judo Master's superpower is to always be eating a bag of chips. So here's a sin for the universe not granting me chip summoning power. That's not how physics work, and I'm not even mad.
Butterflies, they're not what you think they are.
Bullets loaded and fired by plots that aren't ready to give away their secrets yet.
Their heart stops beating. They just concentrate and move a kidney up into its place.
No, that's not something that happens.
You live in a world where alien butterflies are puppeting human bags, Adebayo. Oh, whoa, sorry. Nodded off. Am I still watching Peacemaker, or did HBO autoplay me into another fucking Dahmer documentary? Trusting that this intergalactic species of murder flies can be contained with only a glass jar. Also, how the f did Peacemaker pull this shit off? Because what we're saying here is that the alien butterfly revealed itself and then politely waited for Peacemaker to get a jar and then congenially allowed itself to be caught. Not impossible, but the fact that it happened off screen speaks volumes to its plausibility. We're also saying that Peacemaker somehow managed to sneak his giant-ass jar past Harcourt, Myrn, and Adebayo. Meaning he either left with a bag that no one questioned or shoved it someplace no sentient being deserves to be shoved.
I'm not cut out for this shit.
Agreed.
The first time I killed someone, I didn't have my period for 3 months.
Wait, did you coitus them to death?
I thought Waller gave me soldiers. Instead, it's a fucking apple dumpling gang.
Wait, who among them admitted to fucking an apple dumpling, and why were there enough of them doing it to constitute a gang?
Classic pull.
Writers' rooms that pat themselves on the back for a deep cut.
I'm just making sure we're all on the same page in case someone here thinks that Adebayo convinced Eagly to kill Peacemaker's father.
Where's that fucking episode? I had to sit through half an episode of Peacemaker defending his racist father, Myrn being moany about morons and whatever bullshit vigilante insists on quacking on about, when I could have had Adebayo persuading an eagle to do a bird murder?
I don't even know this guy's name.
White male, 5'11", 30s, green eyes.
Think I got something.
Say fucking what now? That describes approximately so many people. How did he get it that quick?
Which one of you dumb sister fucking tiki torch carrying sloths from the Goonies looking pieces of shit wants to go next?
You know, if DC wants a Deadpool, they should just make a Deadpool. I mean, you could probably call him not Deadpool or DC Pool or definitely not copyright infringement Pool, and I'd still respect it more than Discount Pool here.
Smith, you really have to leave me alone in my off hours unless it's work related.
That is literally the opposite of what he should be bringing you during your self-described off hours. Getting high and mighty with your kidnapped alien without their explicit consent. Some genius thought that the better way to restrain Judo Master this time around was to, checks notes, not restrain him at all. If you told me that 4 episodes into a season of Peacemaker that the tally of people Peacemaker has killed versus the number of songs he's cry danced to would skew in favor of the latter, I'd have immediately said, they're seriously making a TV show about fucking Peacemaker?
Peacemaker. What a joke.
Expecting me to have watched The Suicide Squad and have remembered all 2,000 characters that weren't a starfish. Driving under the influence. Surprise! Myrn is a butterfly, but I'm honestly more shocked that the species who's mastered space travel, body snatching, and exotic dancing couldn't figure out a less conspicuous way to ingest their syrupy sustenance.
I mean, my pants would be caught up in my tiny web feet. They'd be sagging all over the place. It wouldn't f***ing work.
I think it's time to replace jumping the shark with jumping the gun. And the only piece of supporting evidence I shall be presenting at this time is this post-credits scene. The tried and true hangover cure of threatening your body with salmonella. Exposition reminds me of the diary introduced in the first episode, but still does not explain it.
We found the creatures in a handful of high-profile politicians, celebrities, and titans of industry.
PowerPoint presents position reminds me of politicians, celebrities, and industry, but still does not explain them.
They enter the human body through one of its orifices.
There's no way this person is supporting their weight with their arms spread out to the sides like this.
The butt is an orifice, okay?
And Pluto was once a planet. As the saying goes, all good things come out an end. Wait.
just because they're aliens doesn't make them gross. Bigotry.
Entering through the butt isn't gross just because you think it is. Who's the bigot now, vigilante?
Superman's an alien. He's got a poop fetish.
Correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation and/or defecation.
The butterfly's unique genetic structure and chemistry interact with the host bodies, giving them strength far beyond that of a human being.
A trait no doubt included because without it, they would be gross but very impressive, underwhelming villains.
What's the chimp for?
I assume someone got a graphic of the wrong great ape when piecing together this foreshadowing presentation.
You fucking suck at PowerPoint, Tybeer.
Having this reaction to the only exciting part of what was otherwise very bland exposition about butts.
Brad Pitt or Payne Stewart or Doug the Pug, Khloe Kardashian, the Red Tiger from Voltron.
This random naming of celebrities goes on long enough for me to stop and wonder whether or not the Voltron tigers are alive. Then it goes on even longer, so I decided to Google it, only to find out they aren't tigers at all, they're lions.
Eugene Levy?
No need to levy accusations.
Dude, Amy Winehouse is fucking dead.
Payne Stewart is also dead, but Economos was not nearly as outraged. And no, I'm not going to check if all the people he listed are dead. I'm just going to add 5 cents and wait for the comment section to tell me how far off I was.
I didn't kill that girl.
Thinking that haircut alone isn't enough reason for you to be behind bars.
I'm running out of white guys.
Well, you're in luck. I have this carefully curated list.
Fran Tarkenton, Joe Montana, John Lovitz, Danny DeVito, Will Ferrell, Howard Stern, Optimus Prime.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I don't think he considered it a compliment that you called him Prince Charming because his penis was shaped like a scepter.
Citation needed. And possibly diagrams?
I didn't care because I don't have emotions like people do.
I saw you sad at the end of the last episode.
So you just stare at each other's dicks and come up with names for them?
It may be more appropriate to take a poll, but that's how you end up with a name like Dicky McFace.
My friend Vaney McVainerstein.
Dicky McFace was right there.
How do we scan fingerprints?
I don't know, take a picture with your phone.
Wait, it might be blurry because...
Spending any amount of time on this. Dungalingasing the air without everyone in the van's consent.
Better listen to Vigilante's quiet farts back there than jazz.
Undervaluing the olfactory component of jazz.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
If your farts turn into bloop, 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 it's no longer jazz, that's scat.
Anytime anyone officially starts to deal with the butterfly situation, someone higher up in the government shuts them down.
Show task forces a bunch of info into this on their way to do a thing conversation when it could have been given to us in Economos' sweet PowerPoint presentation.
You guys got any Hanoi rocks up there?
You. No Hanoi rocks.
Who's Hanoi Rocks?
A band with an admittedly fun song that someone with a writing credit wants to force me to like as well.
So many streets in this country named after Martin Luther King Jr., but not a single Hanoi Rocks Avenue.
Hanoi Rocks does have a boulevard of broken dreams that Peacemaker does not clap back with.
Who knocks on a window when there's a door right there?
The short answer is vampires. The even shorter answer is Nick.
I finger bang you, not using my pinky.
Yes, it would be an odd choice to do a pew-pew gun hands with your pinky out. That is what he's talking about, right?
We finger bang more than the rest of the world combined.
Citation needed. And possibly graphs.
I just forgot women had fingers for a second, okay?
Lines that happen when you play with guns. No! Chekhov's chainsaw.
I can't hear you. This thing's so loud.
Yeah, so loud in fact that I'm finding it hard to believe that no one from the inside of the factory came to investigate. Oh, you know, butterflies extracting themselves from blown out skulls. It's just not some. It's not something I'm going to get used to.
The signal was I shot her head off.
You did not. Her head is still mostly attached to its body.
You said you were going to be chill.
Do I not look chill to you right now?
Peacemaker would be chill at TVSins.
I'm also wondering if there's a whole lot more butterflies than we thought.
The problem is bigger than we thought. Cliché. This facility would look less suspicious and have much lower overhead costs if they weren't employing 4 people to look down at boxes from this catwalk.
You don't have to shoot people after I already killed them.
But we've now seen 2 occasions that will haunt me for the rest of my days of butterflies climbing out of freshly shot skulls. This situation clearly falls under the jurisdiction of the Zombieland double tap. Butterflies forget that they can tear fences apart until after Harcourt and Vigilante run away.
Eat peace, motherfuckers!
Excessive force feeding.
Run at a bio would have been appreciated.
Really? I need to tell you to run from a fucking bomb?
He has a point, but will still be penalized for scoffing at professional courtesy. Adebayo survives this. Instead of taking the shot when he enters the room, Peacemaker runs in close to get his gun bent. And get his gun bent is not a euphemism. Deus economikanos. The team celebrating and jamming out to 11th Street Kids is a fun and heartwarming celebration of camaraderie, survival, and murder that this episode wouldn't dare undermine by having one character betray another at the end. Right? Damn it!
It's done.
Using a landline telephone to call your top secret government contact instead of leaving a trail of burner phones that have been cracked in half.
No, definitely a super gorilla. Last time I fought a gorilla was at Burning Man 4 years ago. This was significantly weaker.
Unless you're saying the gorilla at Burning Man was the super gorilla, the phrasing you meant was this was significantly stronger. Clandestine off-the-books team of operatives starts a group chat without anyone voicing reservations.
He loves that merman emoji. He says it means happy, sad, and everything in between.
Doesn't that make for a useless emoji then?
Only if you think the spectrum of emotions only exists between happy and sad. You mustn't be afraid to feel a little bigger.
Dude, I think that gorilla broke my dick.
Peacemaker's in nowhere near enough pain to be sporting a broken dick.
What's rude is you give me a feces drink?
If this was a feces drink, you should have smelled its character well before you put it in your mouth.
Why are you here?
Well, the episode realized it hadn't left us with a cliffhanger and figured it could contrive up one with Adebayo's playful curiosity and Peacemaker's conveniently left behind X-ray vision helmet. Why did Mern snarl? Did he know his cover was blown? Did Peacemaker tell him specifically that was an X-ray helmet? Because I think he should just look up and see Adebayo playing dress up with Peacemaker's helmet and think nothing of it.
Most of those, you're right, could probably go to prison, but I would never put Ariana Grande in there. She looks too innocent.
The halo effect. Also, more innocent than Doug the Pug? Get the f*** out of here.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
You know, more than I already have by snarling at you, chasing you, disarming you, and shoving you into the pavement in the rain for the sake of a cliffhanger.
Hardcore! Hand me my gun!
She knows?
Harcourt conveniently showing up at this moment to back up Mern's good intentions is convenient.
She?
Yes.
Why she?
Well, she had a vagina.
Mern would be the dean of students at Female Anatomy Sins.
Ick, stack, ick, ick.
Ick, stack, ick, ick.
Yes.
This is getting goofy.
I'm sorry, getting goofy?
You took over someone.
Yes.
Yeah, you killed someone, whoever Mern really was.
This will be glossed over and not brought up again, so not sure what the point of this outburst is. Mern has become this decade's Castile, and I don't like it.
So I inhabited the worst person I could find.
Citation needed.
What cow?
You forgot to tell her about the cow.
Considering how vital this cow is to the Butterfly's mission and overall existence, why hasn't this been the focus of the entire investigation? If I was a suspicious narrator, I'd say Mern was sitting on this information to protect a mystery for an audience he shouldn't know is watching.
And that's how I defeated Kite Man.
If defeating Kite Man is the best story Peacemaker has, then he should really think about not telling stories anymore.
You said the Black Heart Ruby weighed 30 pounds, and Kite Man was riding a kite? Wouldn't he have crashed anyway due to gravity?
This kid's doing a better job at sending this episode than I am, and I'm both a little impressed and seriously pissed off. F*** off, discount Jerry Maguire kid. Also, how is Peacemaker, a known murderer, allowed to come speak to a classroom full of kids about his career as a murderer?
You dumb fuck, you killed him.
Any emotional impact this flashback might have had is immediately squashed due to this mullet. The psychopath that chose to make the word of the day moistly.
What in the Sam Hill's happening here?
Captain, last night I took all the evidence to a judge.
Does that include the evidence the captain had that showed the fingerprints matched with Augie's? Sure, that was doctored evidence, but it would still be extremely compelling.
Want to go home, get a shower, maybe have her brought over to suck my
Excitement? Episode felt we needed a shot of this dog urinating, and episode was incorrect. Showing how concerned you are for your loved one by texting them instead of calling.
You knock in a very annoying way.
Knocking someone's knock.
What?
I think we got a problem.
The only problem I see is that Locke didn't call Mern as soon as he was told there was an arrest warrant out for Peacemaker, and instead waited until Song and Fitzgibbon headed out to his trailer.
1 tap is yes. 2 taps is no.
This sequence, 1 and 2 taps on for all the some time.
Goff, are you here so we can help you get back home like an ET?
Assuming the alien butterfly has taken the time to watch E.T.
Are you here so you can play the song like in Close Encounters?
Assuming the alien butterfly has taken the time to watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and not factoring in how fucking sad we will be if we find out it hasn't. This means something.
I'm taping Goff to me so I have both hands free.
Why not just hand Goff up to Peacemaker now that he's on the roof? Is it so we can have the dramatic jar breaking a few minutes later? Did Vigilante read the script? I'm not even sure I could buy no one on the ground seeing Peacemaker crouching on top of the roof, but now he is standing on top of the roof. How have they not seen him?
Why?
Peacemaker's newfound practice of pacifism still remains the least interesting aspect of this series. Well, outside of Vigilante. Golf survives this.
Where are Peacemaker and the buffoon?
Hold on, Song. There's no reason to bring buffoons all the way down to Vigilante's level. They have feelings too. The iPhone 5C.
I had a ton of super cute pictures of Eagly on there, man.
Taking personal pics on a work phone.
What about the cloud?
I don't know what the cloud is!
Old man shouts about how he doesn't know what the cloud is. Cliche.
It's like I'm looking at a Dracula.
I think Vigilante means it's like he's looking at a vampire. And it's irritating to think I might have to waste any time on explaining to Vigilante the difference between Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, but it's looking likely.
Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but I think Locke was just describing the f***ing Hamburglar.
He was, and it's f***ing weird that Myrn would use someone to cover up all this sensitive shit that is clearly terrible at covering up sensitive shit.
Hey, you have a diary?
No.
They found one in your trailer.
Bullshit. I got a notepad, but I barely ever use it.
People who still use Notepad.
It's like a knuckle tiger.
Peacemaker has now had me spend way too much time envisioning what an actual knuckle dick would look like.
So those aren't even words.
This is all the reaction Fitzgibbon gives after seeing his partner typing an alien language on the monitor.
You are really stretching out your 15 minutes.
To be fair, that's 15 minutes more than Harcourt has had so far in this series.
We have reason to believe that the butterflies have a cow, a large animal that they milk for ambergoo, and there's only one on the planet.
I'm having a hard time believing that a highly intelligent alien species such as the butterfly wouldn't have figured out a way to have at least 2 ambergooing cows on the planet. In a world paranoid about aliens after Superman's introduction, no radars detect this swarm of ships and immediately alert Amanda Waller. The pointlessness of having this sequence in slow motion is pointless. Since an alien invasion of the entire planet was clearly not enough story for these 8 episodes, series gets to waste whatever time it has remaining on the racist father becoming White Dragon and trying to kill his son. That was a sentence I just spoke. Smile 3, smile harder.
If that's not where you belong, then it's not where you belong.
Wisdom.
Listen, I know when we first met.
Skip. Episode spends 2 minutes and 8 seconds on Peacemaker motley crewing the piano.
Among many items found in the search of Christopher Smith's home was a diary.
Episode ends on 47 seconds of news position, which deserves 47 sins worth of sinnage. I'd prefer a motley crew encore, to be honest. I wonder if Peacemaker knows Hooligan's Holiday.
Keith! Oh, Keith! Keith!
Repeatedly saying your son's name instead of calling for an ambulance of people who can revive your kid. Cliche.
Think he's a bird?
A bird?
Like off.
Butterfly.
Dude, a butterfly is a type of bird.
It's the penultimate episode of the season, and someone out there in control of TV still thinks we have time for the Vigilante is genetically and specifically obtuse bits.
She probably planted that diary in my trailer. I knew I couldn't trust these people.
What do you mean, these people, Chris?
If I was gonna write a diary, it wouldn't be a diary, it'd be a f***ing journal.
While a f***ing journal might cover the more salacious and exciting parts of your story, it would not be a true representation of your day-to-day life.
I bet you could do some bomb poetry.
While bomb poetry might cover the more high-octane and thrilling parts of your story, I don't think Peacemaker possesses the literary nuance to cover the topic in a fashion befitting the novel conceit.
Did you see that thing? It looked like it fell out of my f***ing vagina.
If books are falling out of your vagina, then I would recommend targeted Kegels or some kind of aggressive yoga.
I'd make a collage of the 3 of us f***ing some chicks with a bunch of dolphins around us doing beer bongs in a Corvette.
Vigilante's choice of sentence structure has left me wondering if the dolphins are partaking in the sex, the beer bonging, and the driving of the Corvette, or some combination of the 3.
I thought you were bringing up some weird medical condition.
Why would I bring up a medical condition?
I don't know.
Because somebody that rhymes with flames bun thinks it's funny for characters to argue about stupid things over and over and over, and no editors had the guts to tell him no.
I didn't know that I was gonna get caught up in Mars attacks.
There is no evidence the butterflies are from Mars, and you keep Mars attacks and its brainlians out of your damn mouth.
She's Waller's daughter.
Yeah, I know. You think I wouldn't do a background check on anyone coming to work with us?
Expecting me to believe Waller wouldn't find a way to hide her connection to Adebayo from a simple background check. This is a woman who has contingencies for her contingencies. She's espionage Batman.
Every time we drink, you talk about TV shows. How have you not seen Boondock Saints?
Maybe if you drank less, you'd realize the Boondock Saints isn't a TV show. Also, I feel like The Boondock Saints is a movie we've come full circle on. It started off being the shitty movie a few people liked that should have been relegated to obscurity. Then it became an underrated classic by people who judge you for not appreciating its brilliance. Now its popularity has led to it being cool to shit on it again, and that has brought it back around to being underrated. I don't have much else to add to the matter other than I think there are better uses for the internet. Why does White Dragon look like he was superimposed over the Windows XP wallpaper? The way I felt after this impact has shown me that I might be more attached to this van than I am any other character in the show.
What are you doing?
What do you think he's doing? The last conversation you had, he expressed remorse at not having killed you while you were still umbilically committed to your birth mother. Huggy was more willing to work with the police than he was to take any amount of heat for you. Chris's reaction should have been, well, it's about f***ing time, Dad. This armor doesn't seem to be affected by bullets, so why does he feel the need to retreat instead of shooting a shot? I suppose these guys all received orders to conserve ammunition under any and all circumstances, even if White Dragon is under direct fire from an automatic weapon. Also, why aren't they surrounding the van? They're all neatly grouped on one side as if they've had Mortal Kombat programming imposed on them.
No wrong time to rock.
Perhaps not, but there is a wrong time to deliver a quip. And I think Peacemaker agrees.
I need to tell you to run from a f***ing bomb.
Also, everyone, regardless of whether we like them or not, survives this. So why the f*** did it even happen?
Let's go.
Why is he running around on the ground with these other losers? Did Augie forget he has a jetpack?
Raccoons are hardcore, man.
Saying a big old f*** you to the makeup and continuity department who has to make sure these multiple raccoon swipes stay consistent during the next episode and a half. We'll be watching.
I'm proud to have had you on my team.
Really? Because they've f***ed it up at pretty much every given opportunity, including some deliberate sabotage that is about to indirectly cause your death. We haven't been given a lot of specifics about how the butterflies work, but does he have to come out immediately? Could he not hang out inside Mern for a little while instead of exposing himself to people who absolutely want him dead? Choosing to fly within swatting distance of your arch nemesis.
Without him, his outfit will have no chance of stopping us. 2 clowns in costumes and a couple of rejects.
Premature hubrisabration. Harcourt is able to slide her hands under this butterfly so easily, it's almost as if she just scooped thin air and someone added the alien in after the fact. Skip. Harcourt finally has an opportunity to be an ass-kicking badass. Just a shame that it's against Judo Master, the personification of occasional constipation. Kills the momentum, mildly uncomfortable, is usually avoidable. Character smiles while being punched in the smiler. Cliché.
Who the f*** feeds their bird chips?
Someone smart enough to know that eagles can kill you, and you don't get between them and what they want to eat. Why aren't any of the many people with guns not gunning him to death right now? And why is White Dragon suddenly not leading the charge anymore? I'm choosing to believe that there's an interpretation of the Constitution that makes punching even a CG eagle a capital offense.
I'll kill you, motherfucker!
Trying to choke somebody in a super suit without an exposed neck.
40 years ago, God challenged me, as he did Abraham. But I was too weak to listen.
Well, to be fair, you succeeded. You did kill one of your sons, but you used your other son to do it, and maybe God didn't step in because he doesn't like loopholes.
There are gaps in the armor, man!
The gaps in the armor that are vulnerable to little daggers, but not a f***ing grenade to the groin. Character smiles while being punched in the smiler. Cliché. Warning your POS racist father when your best friend Eagly could be dying right there.
Like I said, I'm not made for this shit.
Oh, really? I had no idea. This is so strange. Why hasn't it been brought up in every single one of the last 6 episodes again and again?
God, please bring back my best pal, Eagly.
Asking for help from God after the medical professional has done all the hard work. Interrupting the miracle God just gave you for a selfie.
Babe, I just saw an eagle hug a human. Maybe it's a sign.
No, Adebayo, it's a sin. You're just 1 letter off. So close.
We should get a move on killing this cow.
What about your wife?
She's upset, but she gets it.
She gets it, but not in a way that the writers felt confident enough showing us, which is why the rest of that conversation suspiciously happened off screen.
Yeah.
Let's do this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like to submit into evidence that I am fully aware this is the point, but how the f*** did she get a gun?
I'm in.
Hashtag me too.
Not a single person in the room jumps on this, and yet that Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hot take receives a full minute of analysis. What an oddly specific way to tell us you hate women, DC. These aren't your clients. These are your patients, and other things the U.S. healthcare system shouldn't have in common with veterinarians.
Surprisingly nice people, considering.
Getting Stockholm Syndrome after your captors have left. James Gunn creates a giant and ridiculous CG monster in a Suicide Squad adventure that I weirdly find cute. Cliché. Okay, maybe not a cliché, but it sure is weird it happened twice. We won't play the song, but the sad look on all their faces was just combined with Steel Panther rhyming booty with Call of Duty, generating a confusing amount of dissonance between the chasm of my sophomoric humor and the impressive girth of my emotional intelligence. Men who will fart from their mouths instead of going to therapy.
We just had a really sick time murdering Peacemaker's dad, then all these hilarious fart jokes, just like an all-time classic run.
Vigilante would be excellent at a really fun time with everyone's favorite psychopath-sins.
Mom, there are way more butterflies than we thought.
A direct quote from when I kicked in the door upon getting home from a field trip to the Butterfly Sanctuary somehow makes it into the episode.
We have time to wait for backup?
No.
Well, I guess it's a good thing the ride over here in the van was reserved for heart-to-hearts and fart-to-farts. Otherwise, no one would have to do any hero shit.
This one's scabies for all. Upon activation, it gives everybody 1 mile radius scabies, except, of course, the wearer of the helmet.
Hilarious, yes, but implausible even for this series. And it's only even a thing because the show has no intention of ever using it, unlike my Sins for All helmet, which upon activation makes every TV show in a 1 mile radius go on Rumspringa.
Human torpedo. So you aim your head at whatever you want to destroy, and you become a...
Human torpedo.
Chekhov's human torpedo.
If you're going to be sarcastic, you should really warn people so there's no confusion.
TVSins critics.
Not like Green Arrow. That dude goes to brony conventions dressed in the back half of Twilight Sparkle with a 4-inch wide butthole drilled in the costume.
The hole is obviously to find the light in the darkness and connect with others through the magic of friendship. Right? Not one butterfly is alerted by the sudden noise of this eagle and some metal clanging nearby.
His biggest flaw is that he commonly overestimates Eagly's abilities.
Technically, Eagly was more than able to complete the task of putting the helmet on the barn. What Peacemaker keeps overestimating is his resolve.
We need to fan out and look for the helmet.
Why would you do that instead of everyone searching the area where you all just watched Eagly drop the helmet?
There are loads of ants. How many fish are there?
I don't know, but probably as many as there are ants.
There was enough time for this conversation about ecological biomass, but not enough time for backup to arrive.
Okay, I'm as confused as by this conversation.
Yeah? Well, welcome to the club.
It really feels like this is a genuine conversation about the script, and the episode never proves it to be otherwise.
You thought you could lose me by killing me, boy?
Show couldn't even let us enjoy Augie's demise for a full episode before bringing him back as a Force ghost.
One of the things us warriors seldom talk about is how often people shit themselves when they die.
Peacemaker just confirmed that the body's still alive when the butterfly makes it their home, even though the situation feels similar to that of the puppeteer who has their hand up Elmo's caboose. So now a 4-inch wide butthole has been drilled into my understanding of how the butterflies inhabit human bodies. Like, how do they keep it alive when all we ever see them eat is the amber fluid? And if amber fluid can sustain a human body, why can't Taco Bell sustain the butterflies?
Where are you going?
I'm going inside.
Why?
Because of this bag.
Okay.
How the f did that work?
All things are possible through convenience and rock and roll. Never do I ever need to see silhouetted chunks of spew ejected from an orifice with subtle backlighting. 30 seconds of John slowly walking down these National Treasure stairs to establish all this lumber.
Count my ass. It's a motherfucking caterpillar the size of the Empire State Building.
Could John say that any louder? I don't know what it is with this team. None of them seem able to control the volume of their voice in situations where it absolutely matters. And they never pay the price for it.
The man you've taken over. Why did he do that to his beard?
He thought it made him look younger and more handsome.
Economos goes on to give a heartfelt confession, not just about his beard being dyed, but about his insecurities and issues with self-esteem. And we get all these great reaction shots from the rest of the team that show us how they've all grown and come to care and respect each other. It's an unexpectedly beautiful payoff for the whole dye beard story arc. Too bad it's also the most contrived thing to occur in the episode.
L'Oreal probably is worth the extra few bucks.
Show really played the long game in setting up this innocuous product placement.
Activate sonic.
What the fuck? How'd that even happen?
My hands are sweaty.
Using hand sweat to further lubricate the tension.
Let's go kill a cow.
Slow motion walk to the abattoir cliche. This butterfly just tried to get away on foot. Okay, maybe it was injured, but it still feels like when you see a bird walk across the street. It's weird. That thing does not obey the laws of physics at all. It's making my Peter tingle. I find it hard to believe Peacemaker survives all of this lumber without one complaint-worthy splinter. This guy only takes one shot, and maybe he hit Vigilante in the kidney? Why is he conserving bullets? Economist trips and has the most gruesome yet anticlimactic leg injury, as if the script had no idea what to do with him for the remaining 17 minutes of the episode. The episode that just threw shade at bronies has Adebayo become Jason Bourne through the power of friendship. Adebayo pulling a butterfly from Harcourt's mouth is the type of hardcore badassery that I'm glad happened, but I would be glad to never witness again.
Leota!
He just crossed this field faster, crawling with a broken leg, than he did earlier, walking upright.
Adebayo, no!
Oh, Jesus, I told her not to use that one.
To teleport the cow to our cavern in Maine.
Thinking the state that served as a primary inspiration for Stephen King needs you to send it more creepy shit. Kids.
Thank you for feeding me and talking to me and showing me kindness.
Sure, the jar was consistently hotboxed. However, that is still a wildly positive take on your imprisonment.
Activate human torpedo.
Adebayo survives this twice. Sentencing a future human to a butterfly infestation. Holy Justice League without a Batman. Batman.
Go f another fish, asshole.
Sentencing a future fish to an Aquaman infestation.
Did I just kill the world?
James Gunn's Oppenheimer. Using a window exit during a non-emergency.
What the f***?
Bringing in Viola Davis for the finale and giving her only 3 words to say. Thinking the whirlwinds of love can only be captured in a vortex simulation. It's been days, and Amanda Waller hasn't sent a team out to clean up the farm yet? Show couldn't even let us enjoy the symbolic demise of Augie's Force Ghost for half an episode before bringing him back as the ghost of the Force Ghost.
Where it will land in a slush pile and lay there until it grows old, takes courses to keep its mind sharp, and dies.
Domestic situation, known as Project Butterfly.
Beware, you know what? You're being an asshole, all right? You know what I do with assholes? I lick them.
Okay. What can I get you?
Hey, you don't have any goldfish crackers up there. Don't mean to be coy.
Oh my God, could you at least take your helmet off? You're gonna get dressing all over it.
You do not cover your face. You are not Mandalorian.
We're like Simon and Garfunkel, and somehow you turned me into Garfunkel.
I don't even know what that means.
Art Garfunkel.
What's wrong with Art Garfunkel? He has a beautiful voice.
He's got an amazing voice. He can put a harmony to anything, but what I'm saying is that you turned me into him. Simon controls him.
That's because Simon writes the f***ing songs. He's the better one.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday.
And his name is John C.
Hey, Hardcore, you want to see me rub one out? Well, you gotta just ask.
Nobody's gonna want to watch that.
Hey, man, what's up?
I'm here for the gangbang.
You were in the bathroom. I didn't know if you were going 1 or 2.
Are you not aware that I get farty and bloated with a foamy latte?
Why not spoon?
Everybody in the world uses spoons.
Because it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more.
Am I a fucking vampire now?
You're more of a fun vampire.
Tidy whities? What are you, 8?
I have no clue what that is. Why are we playing charades?
It's fun. Look at the fun we're having.
My older brother told me there's 2 types of babies.
Those who like Neil Diamond and those who don't.
This is the part where you tell me what the f a butterfly is.
More sex bugs, probably.
One thing I'm in favor of is 2 chicks going at it.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go, lesbians, let's go!
Every time I draw a piece, it looks like a ghost.
But it doesn't matter. It's just the fun of doing it that's important.
I say, this does not look safe.
I guess not.
Big, swole man. So tough.
A little extra reach on a punch, a set of brass knuckles, a stripe on the sleeve, a badge that says cop on it, a rock in your hand, or a bankroll in your pocket. That's an edge, brother. Without an edge, they ain't no tough guy.
Oh, you f***er.
Language. Unsportsmanlike conduct, excessive celebration number 22. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Kill shot! Hey, no!
You're gonna be all right.
You're gonna be okay. Say the goddamn word.
Rematch, motherfucker. Prize, motherfucker.
They're not what you think they are.
Now, who taught you judo?
No one has ever replaced their own heart with a kidney.
Not yet.
That's baby making music, that's what that is.
butt is an orifice, okay?
The safest orifice.
I'm sorry, but penmanship counts.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I don't think he considered it a compliment that you called him Prince Charming because his penis was shaped like a scepter.
People think I just luck into these situations, but it's really a lot of hard work. You know what else is hard? I should go.
You said you were gonna be chill.
More chill than you?
That shit they eat. It's pistachio, if that's helpful.
You're not taking that in there!
What, you never saw a guy with a chainsaw hand before?
The butt is an orifice, okay?
Some voids can't be filled with Jamba Juice.
Optimus, maximize!
The cow.
Yes.
What cow?
I slaughter cows.
Any questions? Yeah, kid with the sad eyes.
You know bees and dogs can smell fear? I think you might be my real dad.
You are the father!
What color is my underwear?
Dispatch half our guys back into the woods.
I think they're somewhere back here.
Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
That's good. Maybe you could practice in front of a mirror or something.
We have reason to believe that the butterflies have a cow.
A cow?
A large animal that they milk for ambergoo, and there's only one on the planet.
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
The diary is fake?
Of course it's a fake.
It's a fake.
Well, I'm not the one who just betrayed one of our own.
Loud noises! Hard stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons.
Oh no, he died.
I have been, and always shall be, your friend.
Hey, hey!
1,000 years of death!
Great! Google
How much longer is it going to be?
Less than 12 parsecs.
This one we should just throw away.
What is it?
It's racist.
So now you want me to risk my life while wearing diarrhea pants?
Who wouldn't want to be a legend?
If something happens to us, you're the only hope.
Well, well, Princess Leia.
Hey, what makes you think you can do this?
From the novelization of the film Finding Nemo.
You with me, baby Jesus?
Or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus.
We made a vow to make the choices for you that you were incapable of making on your own.
No matter how many friends you lose or people you leave dead and bloodied along the way.
Ads? Don't tell V, but starfish is a slang term for a butthole.